freed by Al-Qaeda in the Abyei Peninsula after 18 months in detention. Al-Qaeda roadside blast kills a head of the security-built forces in Abyei and other three. Houthis threaten to ban YouTube and Facebook platforms for closing some of their channels promoting violence. Good evening. Welcome to Yemen Today TV. I am Abir Ali and you are watching the English news. A Bangladeshi national was abducted in February 2022 along with 4 other UN workers as they returned to the port city of Aden following fieldwork. And after 18 months, Al-Qaeda members released him. This report has more.
A UN worker who was kidnapped by Al-Qaeda in Yemen was released after a year and a half in captivity, according to media sources. He was working as a field coordination officer of the UN Department of Security and Safety in Aden when he was abducted in February last year, along with 4 other UN employees, as their car was intercepted and they returned to Aden following a field mission. Then they were taken to an unknown location. The UN worker arrived in the Bangladeshi capital on Wednesday evening and returned to his home country via Abu Dhabi. Images and videos circulated as he landed at Bangladesh International Airport, where he could be seen greeted by the media and loved ones. He expressed during a press briefing upon his arrest, released a video of him in which he appealed for his release and disclosed that he and 2 other kidnapped workers were seriously ill. Another recording was released in September last year in which he similarly pleaded for several organizations, including the UN, to secure his freedom. He said he believes he was targeted due to his work with the UN, and Al-Qaeda group reportedly made demands for $3 million, but it remains unclear whether the money was paid or not. Bangladeshi media said that the country's officials didn't pay for his ransoms or make any substantial concessions with
south of Hodeidah. The Yemen Today correspondent said that the engineering team extracted dozens of explosive devices of different sizes and shapes and defused them. Chairman of the Presidential Leadership Council, Rashad Al-Alimi, discussed with the Prime Minister the support agreement provided by Saudi. Al-Alimi directed the government to strictly implement the terms of the Saudi agreement, set time a mechanism for it. The PLC was briefed on the current economic and surface situation in the interim capital Aden and the liberated governorates. After Facebook and YouTube closed the channels and pages of the Houthi official media because they violated the rules and standards of society. Houthis are trying to ban the 2 sites in their areas of control. This report has more.
In a response that could have far-reaching consequences, the Houthi armed group took the decision to ban YouTube and Facebook in Yemen. This move came as a direct reaction to the closure of their promotional channels and accounts on these platforms. While the group's supporters echoed this call, concerns mounted over the implications of such a ban. Last July, YouTube took a significant step by closing down 18 Houthi affiliated channels that were broadcasting military and ideological propaganda closely aligned with Iran. These closures were followed by further channel takedowns. The Houthi group claims that a total of 70 of their affiliated channels have been removed from YouTube, encompassing media institutions, military outlets, and Yemeni media channels. Facing the clampdown on their online promotional activities, the Houthis have responded by extensively calling for the ban of YouTube and Facebook. This push has been part of their mobilization and electronic campaigns, actively supported by Houthi officials and activists. A Houthi Minister of Information even urged participation in a Twitter campaign to pressure the platforms into lifting restrictions and restoring Yemeni channels, accusing YouTube and Facebook of targeting content opposing Zionist American policies. He also called on the Houthi-controlled Ministry of Communications to review the licensing of these platforms in Yemen. Since taking control of Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, the Houthi group has strategically utilized social media platforms to disseminate propaganda encompassing war narratives, political ideology, and their stance on various issues. These platforms have offered the group a direct channel to shape narratives and influence public perception, both domestically and internationally. The closure of their channels marks a notable setback to their online presence.
Coming next in the news. Tropical diseases hit rural areas in Hodeidah amid collapsing health services.
اسمي سنة وأنا رسامة من صنعاء. لما بدأت الحرب كان عمري 2 سنين. كنت أخاف أوقات بس الرسم يسعدني. حلمي أن أكون رسامة عالمية. أمنيتي صعود سلم النجاح وأحقق كل أحلامي. أنا سالم من حضرموت وأنا أحب التصوير. لما بدأت الحرب كان عمري 6 سنوات. أحب تصوير كل جميل في بلدي.
Welcome back. The city of Aba is experiencing an acute water crisis, which has become exhausting for residents to search for. Local sources said that the people of the city of Aba suffer from the interruption of water surface in most neighborhoods, which forced the people to search for charitable water tanks. According to the sources, a number of women were seen at 4 o'clock in the morning as long queues are witnessed in the areas where charitable deposits are located.
بعد ما دمرت السواقي بسبب السيول، الناس هاجرت، حد الى المكلا وحد الى بحر وحد الى دوعن وحد الى حتى الجبال. كنا صراحه مدمرين وما عندنا اي شيء. كانت الناس في فقر لا يعلمه الا الله. وقت عصيب. والله انا لما نزلت مزرعتي ما عرفتها اطلاقا.
Ma'arib gas station went out of service due to technical problems, which caused a power outage in the city of Ma'arib. During the recent days and weeks, the station, which was restarted in mid-2020, suffered several malfunctions due to increased load and technical problems. The gas station used to supply most of the governorates of the Republic with electric energy before it stopped as a result of the war. The Minister of Transport confirmed that Yemen Airways are still under the hands of the Houthi militia. He called on the United Nations and the international and regional community to exert more pressure on it to remove its hand from the company. The militia seized the financial balances of the Yemeni airlines in Sana'a banks in early April after the legitimate government refused an extortion process. The Minister of Finance revealed a vision regarding the implementation of a package of economic, financial and monetary reforms. He said that the support provided by Saudi Arabia will work to achieve improvement in economic and general conditions, referring to the significant negative effects of the Houthi militia's targeting of vital and strategic facilities for oil export. In Hodeida's southern regions are witnessing a wave of seasonal fevers and diseases. The health unit of Al-Jamadi area east of Hais receives dozens of infected people daily amid a noticeable shortage of medicines and the absence of general practitioners to deal with these widespread diseases. This report has more details.
In the countryside, dozens of people who suffer from seasonal febrile diseases visit this health unit daily. This facility does its best to provide adequate medical services and is the only one in the region equipped with a microscope. Unfortunately, it lacks general practitioners and necessary medication.
The center receives a large number of patients, as it is surrounded by 15 villages with a total population of 40,000. Our patients often struggle with diarrhea and fever. The region needs a general practitioner on board, and we urge authorities to provide the clinic with scarce medicines.
This center is the only refuge for the people to save the sick, but in the absence of the necessary governmental support, health workers in the clinic are incapable of dealing with the onslaught of patients.
This health unit lacks a myriad of equipment and resources. Patients often arrive here needing medication, and all we have are supplements. The clinic is at loss for what to do.
The health facility greatly contributes to alleviating the suffering of people through reducing transportation costs for patients who have to travel to the main hospitals in city centers to obtain treatment. In addition, it provides integrated treatments and necessary vaccination for children and malnourished people. In order for the health workers at this clinic to perform their duties to their fullest extent, they need monetary assistance and the backing of all relevant parties.
Here is a reminder of the main headlines. Abducted UN official freed by Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula after 18 months in detention. Al-Qaeda roadside blast kills head of the security belt forces in Abiyan and other three. Houthis threaten to ban YouTube and Facebook platforms for closing some of their channels promoting violence. This is the end of the news. It was Abir Ali, and thank you for watching.
وإن الأرواح اللي هحضرها هتدوب اللحم اللي بيكسو عظام الملوك. من هنا كونان والحرامي بيدخلوا للحصن من خلال النهر ده، بعد كده بياخدوها وبيربطوها بالشكل ده وبيقروا عليها تعاويذ سحرية من نوع خاص. من هنا الحرامي قال لكونان ايه رأيك فيا بقى، وما كملش الكلمتين هوب تعبان كبير بيلف عليه، ولكن كونان بسرعة بسيفه قتله وأنقذ إيلا الحرامي. ومن هنا بيوصلوا للسجن اللي كل اللي فيه كانوا عبارة عن وجبات للتعابين دي اللي حصرت إيلا وكونان اللي مستسلمش وضرب فيهم واحد ورا التاني. أما إيلا فجري على القفص ده واستخبى فيه، ولكن للأسف مفاتيحه بتقع في النهر وبيتحبس في القفص ومش بيعرف يخرج منه، لا وكمان بيقع في النهر. وبيفضل يندع على كونان اللي كان مشغول بمهاجمة الحراس عشان ينقذه، وفعلا بينجح في القضاء عليهم وبيخرج إيلا. بتنتقل بينا الكاميرا على خان اللي
اهم حاجه تكون واثق في نفسك.